There is one thing that I do want to lead off with. Colin, can you please pull up the tweet that Michael White Chocolate Rapaport decided to put up today? He
has gone and lost his flipping mind. Mikey is gone.
Mikey Superboy from Copland Rapaport really wants to get in the ring with the heavyweight champion of the world. He's like really he's
asking. Are you serious? Like, are you?
Oh, he really wants it. So
this is insane.
So this happened earlier today.
Okay.
Michael Rapaport, and I quote, that's not it. The one from earlier today about after I debate Norman Finkelstein, he will never be able to show his face publicly, and he certainly will keep the Jews in Israel out of his self-hating ass mouth, I guarantee. So this is a hype man, if you will. This is a guy who really is craving attention.
So funny.
But I wonder if AIPAC...
He's going to debate Norman.
Was AIPAC paying him to say that? You think?
I don't know. I think he's just lost his mind. But more importantly, I would actually like to watch that. Although the truth is I just can't fathom that Norman would entertain that discussion.
No, I actually think that Norman should do it because I think it would be absolutely necessary.
Oh, it would be absurd.
Well, because let's face it, Rapaport is one of those guys who is in that Deborah Messing category. Like it totally justifies the massacre. Totally justifies it.
Like you mean in terms of like low B, C, D grade acting people that are Zionists?
Well, he actually went over to Tel Aviv and he tried to do comedy over there. And he thought that he was funny. He was like dressing up like I think he was mocking the real like Orthodox Jewish rabbis who are totally against this. And
well, there's some. That's one particular sect. Yes. But yes, okay. So I don't know who's paying. I don't know. It doesn't seem like I don't think he's with anybody but himself. But that is so. Honestly, that would be interesting to watch. But it wouldn't be. He's more like Trump. It's like Trump. Thank you, Double K. It's like Trump debating somebody. It would be like Trump debating Dr. West. It'd be stupid. It might be entertaining for people, but it would be ridiculous. I mean, it's like...
Unfortunately, blows against the empire. This is a thing in South Florida. This is not a new thing. They used to say, well, you said that Mark Lamont Hill said it best, that it's progressive except for...
Peppers. They're peppers. They're progressive except Palestine.
And that is a very common thing. And then it always becomes a sort of defense mechanism of sorts. And we're going to get into this, obviously, with Margaret, is this whole idea of people will always show where they truly stand when the rubber meets the road. Like if you cannot have an objective conversation about Ukraine, if you cannot have an objective conversation about Gaza, you will eventually figure out where people stand because it's very easy to have a progressive mindset when it comes to domestic policy. Why? Because the policy in this country sucks.
Well, and again, like you say, it's a class issue.
It is.
Where people fall on this is really very interestingly a class issue, even within the Jewish community. It is. I mean, not like every single person. I mean, but when you look at the people, the most ardent, like Zionist, but secular Jews in this country. I'm not talking about your Hasidics that are, in your Chabad and all that people.
No,
but you know what I'm saying? They're definitely the, more bougie class of people, if you will. And that's just the way it is.
I think there is no question whatsoever when it comes to the class war that this is front and center because the issue of Israel definitely falls under the purview of the very wealthy white elites, particularly in the Jewish community. And so as it pertains to what they've been accustomed to being able to get away with for so many years, it really comes as a shock to a lot of them that they look at Palestinians and think, well, they're lesser than, because that's the only way you can justify this attitude.
We were raised that way. But also what I want to point out is that it is only from this most privileged position that you people, I don't even know if you people out there can even fathom what I'm picturing in my head. You people, all of you people, in terms of just where I come from and what my community looks like you people out there in the YouTube verse. No, but what I mean is like when I see people, even just recently, I was looking at something that Richie Torres put out and I looked at one of the replies that some woman made, some sycophant made. And it was very similar to what I've heard outside of my Pilates studio, which is somebody saying that they don't, as Jews, that they don't feel safe here. And I really would suggest that those people get some serious help. You need help. And also, if you really believe that and that's why it's a class thing, okay? Working class people would never be standing in my neighborhood and saying, yeah, I just don't feel safe here. It's absurd, you crazy person. So honestly, at this point, people, if you are Jewish in this country and you truly do not feel safe, end it now, man. End it now, because you are not going to survive. I cannot think of anything more ridiculous, truthfully.
Yeah.
Just because you see people saying mean things about you, you feel, I mean, seriously? God, that's so privileged to even just have it. Like, I sit there and I think of people, like minority people who have routinely been persecuted. It's like, I know you believe it's their issue is just being called mean things, but it's really bigger than that. And that's what's so frustrating, is these people are so concerned with somebody said something anti-Semitic. So they don't like you. You're Jewish. Pull up your big girl panties. Move on.
But therein lies, as you've often said, you find out who really is in control based on who you can and cannot insult.
Yes, we're not allowed to insult Israel. We're not allowed to insult Israel.
And so as it comes full circle, I do think that it would actually be on par. I mean, I know Norman is holding out for being able to debate Bill Maher, but seriously.
Another ridiculous waste of his time.
Debate, Michael, right? It's not even going to be a debate, but you should give the platform to Rapaport, because somebody at that level who is being basically boosted by AIPAC and DMFI, you need to be able to basically box them to death.
I'd have a better debate with Enoch, who's the lizard that lives in this garage.
Hey, listen, as far as I'm concerned, we would love to host that debate between Michael Rapaport and Norman Finkelstein.
I don't know that I could keep a straight face for that. I honestly, to me, it's ridiculous that we're having this conversation.
But
seriously.
But from our perspective, and since it's a much bigger platform, Katie Halper, I know you threw your hat in the ring. You are the right person.
That would be so glorious.
Because then you would get thousands upon thousands of people that would tune in.
So good. I would actually, it would be entertaining, but honestly.
But I think it would be effective. I think it would be effective.
It might be effective to put somebody in their place that needs to be put in their place.
Well, there's always going to be people that will insist that Rapaport is correct and that Norman is just a self-hating Jew and all that shit. But
that's the problem with debates. People don't really listen. They just go in and assume their person's right.
I still think there will be enough independent listeners out there that will listen to what Norman has to say and what Michael has to say and conclude that Norman is right and Michael Rapaport is a clown.
I don't think Michael Rapaport has enough people that believe him that it warrants that discussion.
Hey, listen, when you get desperate for money and attention, then hey, that's the thing. He's no longer an actor. He's a court jester.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.